Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Pros and Cons. Now, I never really played Earthworm Jim when I was a kid, but I did play it later on, and, when I heard how good it was, everyone was like, "Oh my god, play this game, it's so good and fun!" And it was really good, and so was the sequel. They're both fun and unique platformers. But like a lot of other games, Earthworm Jim made the jump to 3D as new consoles came out. And although this game has decent reviews from critics, a lot of fans really don't like it and even blame it for having there being no more Earthworm Jim games. Is this game really deserving of that? Well, let's find out. Pro. The game looks pretty good. The graphics aren't bad for the N64 and the presentation is done quite well too. The hub world is alright and the character models look pretty good. Nothing too bad, but nothing too amazing either. Just a little bit in the middle. A little above the middle, actually. Not bad. Plus 3 points. Con. Collecting marbles is annoying yet mandatory. In this game, you basically lost your mind, and that means you've lost your marbles, and you need to get them back in order to regain your sanity. However, they're rendered weird, so it's hard to tell where the fuck they are, unless you can see their shadow on the ground. And a lot of them are over chasms or jumps, and you have to fly over or float. So you have to use trial and error to get them, getting back onto wherever you were, and then floating back over, or landing back on the bridge and floating around. And plus, when you leave the area you're in, they all reset. It was just frustrating and not very fun. Minus 3 points. Pro. The game has a pretty nice originality and zaniness to it. It gives it its own charm and feel. I mean, there are plenty of weird games out there, but they still have a very good feel to them, and this one is no exception. It has a nice presentation, and it does feel like it's trying to be the old games. Although the old ones are still better, this one still has that good charm to it. Plus 2 points. Con. The camera gets in the way a lot. It can be controlled, but pressing the C buttons turns it the tiniest amount. You have to press them like 5 or 6 times to get the effects you want. Like, jam that button. Plus, it can make it hard to get around in very tight spaces. Wow, that sounded dirty. It's better to joke than most of the jokes in this game. Anyway, there aren't many closed areas, but when they are there, it's very annoying and it really gets in the way. Minus 2 points. Pro. The game is still pretty fun. It's not perfect by any means, but it's still decently fun to play. There's plenty to do, and it doesn't really get boring. Like I said, it has a nice originality to it, and the controls meh, so it's not like it's frustrating too much. Plus 2 points. Con. The controls are a bit clunky. They need some fine-tuning, and although most of them work well, the roll is annoying. You cannot turn when you roll, so that really gets in the way. And you just like rolling around.
They see me rolling, they hate it.
Yeah, like a dumbass. Minus 2 points. Pro. The comedy is very hit and miss. Sometimes it can be decently funny and get a few chuckles out of me, but that's not often. I mean, it's nice when it does. Like the different weapons you can get are quite funny, and the little things here and there can get a laugh from me. Not too much, but enough to give it a positive, I guess. Plus 2 points. Con. Well, when the comedy tries, it can fail and fall flat on its ass. The game tries really hard to be funny a lot, yet it doesn't always work. I'd say maybe like 25% of it works. Sometimes the puns are just annoying and awful, and it's the smaller things that are funnier than the actual jokes. And this is written by people who are trying. Kinda sad. Minus 3 points. Pro. The game isn't too hard or too easy. It has just the right amount of difficulty to it, and doesn't try to be cheap. So, plus 3 points. Con. For such a weird game, the enemies are pretty mundane. The areas can be too. They can be pretty boring to look at, and the enemies are repeating and not very interesting. Not all of them, but a good majority. Not too bad, but still not very good. Minus 1 point. In the end, the game ends up with a positive of just 1 point, making it a 6 out of 10. The game is clunky, awkward, and doesn't control as well as I'd hoped. But it was still a pretty fun and interesting experience. It didn't get boring, and its camera controls and forcing comedy are pretty much all that really hold it back from being more than it could be. I mean, I wouldn't say it ruined Earthworm Jim, but I can see why this was a disappointment. It wasn't as good. But it doesn't mean it was bad. It was decent. And if you like this video, make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out my other videos. Also make sure to check out my supporters, all that great stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out, suckers.